Hello, everyone. It's Coach Mo Fall. How are you today? On this Coach Mo Live, Motivational Monday, I'm covering a topic that no one really likes to talk about, but it is a truth of having a career. It's a truth about living, and that is getting fired, or the possibility or the threat of getting fired. I'm Coach Mo Fall. I'm the founder and creator of a transformational journey I take women on to enhance their career. But what we really do is enhance your soul and enhance who you are in the world. Look, the only way you're going to really change your career is to believe in yourself at a deeper and higher level of who you are and basically what you're worth as a human first. So many women we work with and talk to on our complimentary career clarity calls. By the way, if you need to want to talk about your career and get it sorted out with one of my wonderful career breakthrough strategists, book your call at mofall.com/live clarity. There, we're going to help you sort out what's really going on in the truth about some of the trends or some of the disruptions or perhaps missteps that you've had in your career. I've been fired before, and I want to talk about that today. I want to talk about the ugly truth of being fired, and I want to help you understand when that may be coming your way and what to do about it. Or if you have been fired, perhaps your career has taken a backslide. Perhaps you're living every single day or every single night while you're falling to sleep, tossing and turning, hoping that tomorrow isn't the day, hoping that tomorrow gets better, and knowing deep in your soul and deep in your heart that it probably won't be any better. And hoping it'll get better is not going to fix it. I know that for sure. So I want to talk about two versions of reality. One version of reality are the gals who I've worked with. The clients who have come through my kick-ass workshop have shown me a lot of truths that I lived in my own career. And sometimes I thought it was just me. Do you ever feel that way? That you think that how you're processing the world and the experiences that you have are just because of something wrong with you? Every single woman who we've had in our workshop has said at some point, I'm glad I'm not alone. I thought I was the only one with this problem. And that's because when you're feeling under threat in your career, it is an absolutely isolating and lonely scenario. I don't want you to feel that way one more day long, one more night, one more week or weekend. I really want you to feel awesome about who you are and what you do in the world. But you may be a long way away from that right now. And hello to our ladies who have joined. Sarika, I hope I got that right. And Michelle, one of my wonderful clients. How are you, Michelle? We all know that there's going to be challenges in our careers and our lives. And when we don't know how to handle them, they get bigger. When we don't take them on in a meaningful, effective way, they start taking over our lives because emotionally it becomes such a big thing. Over the past several days, I've actually had the opportunity of speaking with lots of my clients. I met up with several of our clients in Denver while I was traveling through Denver, and that was a lot of fun. So a shout out to Leslie and Amy and Michelle and Alex. It was really, really great to see you ladies and to spend some time. And all of them have been through the workshop. All of them have been through their 12-week transformational journey. And they continue to want more and see more and have growth opportunities and challenges. And bravo to our client, Michelle, who moved to Colorado last year when everyone else was fretting about the world. She made a kick-ass move, and we helped her land a great job in Colorado. Now she's really enjoying the lifestyle in Colorado. So shout out to you, Michelle. All of those women got started on their magnificent transformational journey through a clarity call. And I'm going to talk about this the entire time that I'm talking today about getting fired, because the number one truth that I know after helping thousands of women is that your ability to feel there's enough inside of you to book a call to talk to an expert and to sort out whether we can help you or not. We can't help everyone we have a clarity call with, and that's fine. That is totally, totally fine. I want to help you sort it out, though, so that you have the insights. And most of the women who we have these calls with tell us it's the most powerful, profound conversation they have ever had in their lives, because it's just one-on-one with a coach about what's really going on, what the truth is, and what's really holding you back from being more awesome as a human and as a career professional woman. And yeah, I know. So Michelle, I'm different Michelle Sarika than the one I was talking about, but Michelle's in a great job as well. Fear took over. I felt that it was my fault. I'm just going to put that here. More guilt, more fear. Exactly. And when you internalize that it's your fault, that something is going in the wrong direction, you definitely feel that the rest of the world is against you. And that is not a powerful place to be. And it is not the place where you're going to make changes. One of the things that I knew in my life, hey, Julie, absolutely. Julie, what a testimonial of a beautiful path that you took. I think it's probably been 14 weeks now. And so when we feel isolated in our fear and in our guilt that things haven't gone well in our career, we begin to shrink and we find ourselves in a smaller and smaller box. The first time I lost my job, I was trying to sort that out this morning and think, was that really getting fired? Not really. I worked for a cardiac rehab clinic that was run by a company, and the main doctor didn't want that company around, so he shut it down. I lost my job. And he told me to sit tight. He was going to rehire me when they sorted out all those business things. I didn't have enough money to sit around forever. So after about a month, I had to call him back and say, I don't have any more money to live on. Like, if you're going to hire me back, it needs to be now, or I need to find another job and I won't be returning. And he did what he could to hire me back and got things sorted out. And I helped him reestablish that center. And I was very successful there for him. And it turned into a few better career moves after that, where we actually established a company to do that sort of work. And we did that together. And so I agreed to be off work for a month, but I literally was counting my pennies for the last few times I went to the grocery store. Now, I was in my early 20s and I was looking to improve myself and have a greater career. The next time I lost my job was another kind of corporate reorganization type of thing, where I landed my dream job. I moved to North Carolina. I thought this was it. This was everything. And after about a year in that job, it wasn't going well. They transferred me to an office in Owings Mills, Maryland. That didn't work out quite that well. And I eventually lost that job as this organization was shuffling pieces to stay profitable. So I lost that job and I was in a different city. I was unsure of myself. I started to doubt everything about my decision to move to that job and to move physically. And I was really at a low point, but I always had this ability to get resourceful. And we always look for that in the clients we work with. Can you basically marshal enough get stuff going on your behalf so that you can make the changes? In that particular instance, I was able to reach out to the guy who brought me into that company, find the right recruiters, and land a job that was in Florida. I wasn't sure I was ready to move again, but that job in Florida ended up being a fantastic job opportunity for me, until that company decided to close that division. And then I lost my job again. And I got really resourceful in networking and talking to local hospitals who I had professional contacts with based on that job. So the pattern that I had in my job losses was that sometimes it was a reorganization, but then there was a few times where I was literally eliminated from my position. And when you when you play in the arena, you're going to get smacked in the face from time to time. You're going to get smacked in the gut. And it's not whether it's going to happen. It's who you are and how you respond to that. That's the game changer. Donna, so Donna says, then there's the folks saying you never should have taken that job. You should have stayed at your old job. When you listen to others in your life for career advice, probably not a great thing. That's why, as an expert, I'm usually trying to switch up what people are told by their cousins or family members or an ex-boss, unless they have professional expertise in helping others navigate careers and have their own successful track record. You really don't want to be listening to them. That's like listening to a plumber, perhaps telling you how to fix your roof. That person could help you with your plumbing, but fixing a roof is a roofer's job. And with all due respect to all the professional, awesome women we speak to on our clarity calls, the professional women who we have had the opportunity to coach into their next greatness, the truth of the matter is this. Even as a professional woman, you probably don't have the expertise in navigating your career, because that's a whole nother thing. So being a good accountant, a marketing person, an operations person, a project manager, an IT educator, etc., being good at your profession doesn't mean that you actually have the skills and the wherewithal to manage your career. But I can give you those skills and those talents and show you how to do that. And then you have that for life. And therefore, when things don't go properly in that career, you have the tools to navigate what's next. And as you continue to grow, you're going to have challenges that are going to come your way, because the universe is built in such a cool and very predictable way, is that it keeps teeing you up for more growth. But most people shy away from growth and shrink and contract, and they do not go into the next version of who they are, because the fear brain typically wins. Yes, indeed. Michelle, Coach Mo, helped me move through those past and present traumas. Absolutely. And that is what happens. Look, if I were to take those job losses that I had as personal affronts to the fact that I was no good, I wouldn't have been able to keep notching my career path up the next level after each of those transitions. Like I said, I had enough resourcefulness in me, and I'm built with a really massive can-do attitude. And those of you who have been coached by me, you know how I show up for you. You know how I show up in the coaching scenario. I'm always believing in the next possibility. But here's the thing. It is not an intellectual pursuit. Your intellect is only going to get you so far. Your intellect is going to hold you back. Because when you overthink it, and I did a whole series on this, you got to catch my Queen of series that I did a few weeks ago. Your intellect is not as superior as your spiritual soul wisdom. That's why that's the very first thing we do when we build women back, so that they can claim that next level of career growth. You have to do the work on the spiritual side of things to elevate yourself as a soulful, powerful woman. And when you do that, then we can help you have a greater resume, LinkedIn, interview techniques, and build you up for that role. And at the same time, that inner work, as Michelle just commented below, that inner work that we help you through is also going to help you dissolve the traumas. Sometimes they're personal, but oftentimes they're job traumas, where you feel completely affronted and you're literally wearing the nervous energy and identity of someone who has been injured. And that's what the trauma pattern really is. Hey, thanks, Michelle. Yes, I did wear a crown for those videos, and I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Totally happy that you did. I try to make a point in many ways, because the message that I am talking about is not a message that everyone talks about. Most people are talking about careers in the very transactional way. A new job, a new paycheck, a new this, a new that. So this is your opportunity to move out of the transactional only world into the transformational world. If you want to play the game of life at a deeper level and feel awesome and own your soul's truth, you have to move into a transformational way of looking at things. And that may be a mouthful. If you don't know my work or don't know what we do, we help women transform their soul, transform their identity of someone who has been fired, displaced, laid off, toxic boss, play too small for too long. We have a gal right now who made a fantastic job move in the 12 weeks, and shout out to her. I won't mention her name because she has a very unique name. Keep her identity quiet. But she stayed in the same role for 10 years while she sort of put it into neutral to take care of her kids. She didn't know that she had the opportunity not to put it in neutral and still be an awesome mom. So what happened over time is that her sense of self kept shrinking because she was shrinking. And she made a very conscious decision to do that, thinking it was the best thing for her kids. I'm here to tell you, ladies, shrinking in your career is not helpful to your kids. Plain and simple, it is not helpful. When you put your growth on hold, you're hurting everyone around you. And I can't say it any simpler than that, but that is absolutely true. As a mom, as a partner of someone, as a daughter, a sister, as a coworker, as a boss, as anyone in any human environment, when you decide you're not worthy of growth, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting others around you. And when you let getting fired or displaced win, you will lose your power. And when you lose your power, you can't be the person you want to be with the people who love you and who you love. When you lose your power, you literally lose your soul's truth and the vital force energy that keeps you alive and that helps you enjoy life. If you've noticed that you've stopped enjoying life, if you've noticed that a past misstep is still haunting you and still making you fear your power, you've got to get that taken care of. Your life is too precious to let being fired or displaced or playing small or perhaps just making a decision that seemed like a good idea at the time, but now it's really hampering you. Please stop kicking yourself and instead book a clarity call with us so we can help you sort it out. And if we can help you, we're going to be all in on that. We're going to be a massive advocate for you. And you can book that call at mofall.com/live clarity. That's the difference between the women who are landing their dream jobs and feeling awesome and being able to understand themselves at a deeper level. And I will tell you, because I have had a coach over the past 21 years, I haven't let my blind spots or my stories win. I have consistently worked with an expert who helped me see different dimensions of who I am and to take action in a different way that I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have known how to get out of my own way. Human beings aren't built to see what their blind spots are. That's why they're called blind spots. So when you get fired, it's possible that you missed something. It's possible that you didn't play yourself to the highest level, or they didn't think that you were a strong enough player, or you marginalized yourself because you got shut down in a meeting and you decided to pull back. Whatever. I've heard thousands of stories. I have my own. Okay. I was fired after 5 years in an organization because I was pushing against the status quo and I wasn't savvy enough to do it in a way that would have been more effective, although I was very effective in a short period of time. But I was in a very complex environment. And after the power players and decision makers finally changed, they eliminated my job. We could call it a firing. And that's happened to me a few times in my career where I was pushing the envelope. I was pushing the status quo. I was continuing to advocate for change. And when you are that type of person, you may have some blind spots on who is perceiving something. So it's really important that you become a more powerful soulful person in order to navigate those things more effectively. And look, if you get fired, it's how you handle it. Again, like I said, if you're in the arena and you're going to get punched, all right, you're in the arena, but it's how you deal with it. Do you come back with a 1-2, or do you go, oh no, don't hit me again? You've got to be tooled up. And Paige, thanks for your comments here. We have to keep growing and developing. When we are our best selves, we can love, serve, and empower others better. Mo and team help us do that. Thank you so much, Paige. You've been an awesome, awesome client to watch continue to grow. And Julie, I love your comments here too. Ladies, get out of your head. The gremlins live there. Yes, Julie, they certainly do. And they also go from your head, which is your biggest part of your nervous system, your brain, into your entire nervous system. And they sort of invade you with this conscious feeling that you're not good enough, or that you're going to continue to get hurt or injured or play small. You had to work through several traumas, and the coaches were awesome and nurturing. And congratulations to you on landing a fantastic job opportunity very, very recently. So that's a lot of fun, and celebrating you, Julie, so much. So here's why being fired isn't necessarily the worst news. It's an alarm clock. It is a spiritual awakening. It is a truth that you need to pay attention to. If you see it as a transactional problem only, you're missing the point. You may say, well, it was transactional. I got fired, or I was eliminated due to COVID, or whatever. Okay. But in that, there's an opportunity for your growth. Or if you're going to live like a transactional human being, the opportunity there is for you to enhance the story of how you're not good enough, how corporate America is horrible, how bosses are horrible, how people with power are horrible. You could play all of those song sheets. You could sing whatever tune you want to sing. But I'm here to tell you, having been fired, eliminated, lost my job 6 times in my career. I had a 30-year, very progressive, very successful career. But I got punched in the face a few times. And it was how I handled it that taught me some powerful lessons that now allow me to be able to navigate this scenario with hundreds of women every year. And we help women come out of the ashes, come out of the trash heap, come out of being broken. I mean, they use all of those types of words. And I understand it at a deep level because I was there. And every time I talk about one of these things, I certainly remember what it felt like to be eliminated from a job that was paying well, that I enjoyed, that I was contributing, that I had a great team. The last job I had was a job I took after being passed over for promotions. And the leadership at that company said that they had plans for me, that there was something that they were going to do with me and the company. And my timeline was faster than their timeline. I wanted more growth. I wanted more contribution. I wanted more compensation faster than they could deliver it to me. So I was able to make a huge leap into a wonderful company where I was able to thrive and grow that company tremendously. And there's a funny story. So those of you who are coming to my Leadership Academy tonight, I'm going to tell you that funny story. Remind me. So Julie, you're going to be in my Leadership Academy. I don't know if anyone else here on this call is going to be in the Leadership Academy tonight. If you're one of my clients and you don't want to miss that boat, check out your Facebook group and pop in there. We still have a couple of spots. We've got a nice group starting that Kick-Ass Leadership Academy. That's, phase 2 of your career and professional growth. We take it to the next level. But Julie, if you're still here, or others, please remind me to tell the story about leaving that company and what I did in my final job, which was a chief operating officer, in order to really soar at a really, really high level. We have to make decisions in our lives about who we are in the world. And for my clients, that's a daily decision to be awesome. If you're not making a daily decision to be awesome, if you don't know how to do that, if you don't know how to get out of your own way or see your blind spots or solve them, most human beings don't, so you're not alone, trust me. Book your clarity call at mofall.com/live clarity, and we will take care of you. Please, when you book one of those calls, give yourself the time to be private, to have a notebook and a pen to take notes, to be present for yourself, because we're going to take care of you and have a really deep conversation about what's going on for you and what you want to do. This call is for you. And if we can help you, we'll take you down that road as well. It's an important and intimate conversation that you're worthy of. It's complimentary because I want to help you see the truth, because I know that the thing that gets you fired, the thing that gets you into toxic environments, the thing that keeps you in jobs that are too small and pay too little are the things that we fix. And they're the things that are your blind spots. And we rationalize our blind spots. Just like this gal who's got a brand new job that she's starting next week, doubling her salary, because she believed in herself enough to not only book the call, but also to follow through and get our expert help. And I think doubling her salary with a 12-week coaching program is pretty good work. There's no way she could have done that on her own. No way in the world. No way. And she's lovely and smart and talented. But without the right expertise to how to leverage that to the next level, she wasn't able to do it. So she was convincing herself that that was all she was going to be. And you know what? Her kids saw that version of her. And now her kids are going to see that next version of her. Ah, Sydney, great to see you here. I was just going to talk about you, Sydney Showers. Push that button. Claim your spot on your complimentary career clarity call. You're going to feel better about who you are than you've ever felt just by having booked that call, just by talking with one of our expert career breakthrough strategist coaches to understand and learn what's really going on. It's going to be a deep call that's going to be all about you and what's going on. And what we have to solve your problem may help you, it may not. And we will know that based on that conversation. We will know that. We live in truth. We live in authenticity, and we live in serving and supporting our clients to the highest level. We want to get you someplace that you haven't been able to get on your own. And we do that consistently. And there's awesome women who are always on our live calls who have done that. And thanks, ladies, for your shout outs and the ongoing support. And many of you have continued to work with me and my team so that you can take yourself to the next level and the next level and the next level. I've been coached for 21 years, and there's not a single day where I doubt if I need a coach. Because in order to live a high transformational life that brings you fulfillment and joy and happiness because of who you are, because that's ultimately what success looks like. It looks like being happy with who you are. When you live that life, you're going to need some guidance along the way, because the rest of the world is coming in on you in a very transactional way. And Donna, you had mentioned this earlier in your comments. The rest of the world doesn't understand your transformational self. It's not really their job to understand it. And it's not their job to lift you up. It's your job to lift you up. And you may not know how to do that. Most human beings don't. And that's where we come in to help you lift yourself up. We show you and coach you and help you become that transformational version of you so that you can constantly navigate the world in better and better ways. One of my great clients, just spoke with her. She's been working with me for a little bit over 3 years, and she's in one of my advanced groups. And she had some difficulty with her son at school. And she said, Mo, I navigated that so differently than I would have. I wasn't emotionally crippled for days. I just navigated that. I knew my truth, and I knew what and who and how I needed to be and do in order to navigate that so that my son could get what he needs. That's what I'm talking about, okay? That's what I'm talking about, being a kick-ass woman in the world, so that when you do get a punch in the face, a punch in the gut, you know how to be, and therefore you know what to do. Because if you don't know who you are in the world as an awesome human being, and if you don't feel that way, because the world has punched you a few times and you don't feel awesome. It's your time to get into the sense and the spirit and the soul of being awesome. Shout out to Debbie Grant. Hello, Debbie. Nice to see you on this Motivational Monday. And Debbie James, I don't know that I know you, but awesome to see you here. Ladies, all the magic starts when we can help you resurrect your soul. And that conversation of a complimentary clarity call starts it all. And these gals who have worked with us know all well how that like scary possibility of talking to a stranger about your career and what's going on can seem like, really, am I going to do that? Take the move, push the button, claim it for yourself. Sydney Showers, you're right here. You reminded me a couple of weeks ago when you graduated from the workshop, how that was a scary thing, but you knew in your heart that it was the right thing for you to do. It's mofall.com/live clarity. Karen, go ahead and pop that URL in, and there's up above the comments, there's a link for you, mofall.com/live clarity. Starts it all. And we work with women who are ready to take action and to move forward and to claim their soul self that has been either neglected or dormant, or perhaps you didn't even know what to do. We're going to help you out with that. We're going to lift you up in truth for yourself. And that always means a better strategy to get a better job, whether that be a promotion with where you're currently working, or like many of our gals lately. I mean, we've been up-leveling our ladies like crazy. I mean, it's just our results are off the charts, and our ladies are totally loving life and moving through the things that have held them back all their lives. So it's a transformational journey, and you're worth it. And we would love to help you on that. Again, it's mofall.com/live clarity. And thanks to all these lovely women who have joined us today. Michelle, Donna, Julie, Michelle, Donna, Paige, shout out to you, Sydney, Debbie Grant, totally rocking it with all of you ladies here who have made the choice to up-level yourself and find your soul's beauty and truth, and therefore your power in a whole nother way in the world. I am Coach Mo. I am the founder and the creator of the Kick-Ass Transformational Workshop. And I'm the founder and creator of that because I needed it for myself. And it worked for me. And it's worked for over 1,000 women in the 7+ years I've been doing this. And to all my lovely clients, thank you very much for believing in yourself and giving us the honor to support and help you so that you can claim something greater for you and your family and your futures. It's a pleasure seeing all of you here today and loving the energy. Keep it going. Again, get your journey started. mofall.com/live clarity. And we'll see some of you ladies on the coaching calls this week. God bless you all, and may you live in your soul's truth. Bring your soul to work.